Hi guys, welcome to LD Answers. I'm Jay.
I'm Melina.
And I'm Leeia.
Alright, so we have our lovely friend Leah here. She's been a long-time friend to LD, and it's been a while since we've seen you. Great to have you back.
Thank you.
So, how long of a drive do you have here?
It's about an hour 10, hour 15 minutes.
So, and where are you coming from?
So I'm coming from Wilmington, Delaware.
So, Wilmington, Delaware. That's
Wow.
quite a drive. Most people, I being one of them, used to think, anything over 10 minutes is far too long to drive to church. So what are you doing out here an hour and 10 minutes away?
What makes you come here?
You know what? I like to see the horse and buggies here in the Amish country. No, just kidding. Well, actually, I do like to see that. But actually, I mean, seriously, you guys are family. You guys are friends, right? So really, no distance is too long for that. So to tell you the truth, because for me, it's convenient because I can drive here. But obviously, if you were further away, then the plane ticket and finances would take more into place. But what made us family in the first place was, we were all attending the same church in Delaware, and so I just think the Spirit of God just always attracted us and always kept us in touch. And so when guys had moved here and said, hey, we started our own ministry, and I thought about it and I said, you know what, as family, I said, I'm going to still come out here and support you guys. So I think that's what the church and family is all about. Just because somebody leaves one building doesn't mean you're done with them. Be like, all right, well, good luck. Keep you in prayer, And so I think there has to still be that human component, like when you're still physically in touch with people and seeing them and helping them, and face to face, So people realize, there's different ways you can help people, right? Like financially and prayer. But for me, it helps me, like when I actually see you guys. So it helps boost me up and, rejuvenates me. And then I can go back and tell others and be like, yeah, I got these crazy friends, they speak Russian. And, I'm not fluent yet, but I'm getting there. So, yeah. And just realize that it's just all clean fun. It's all, with God and Jesus.
And I think you touched on a real important point, which is, the church isn't the building, right? The church is the family, the people that you're hanging out with, the people that you are close with and have that fellowship with. And to your point there, that it doesn't matter the distance, right? We used to drive, likewise, as Leah mentioned in the beginning, we didn't start here in Ephrata. We actually drove and drove to the church there in Delaware. And so we used to be the ones driving.
Yes.
What was that then? An hour and a half. Hour and a half we used to drive.
Right.
And so, you hit on a really good point, though, which is the church isn't the building, the church is the fellowship of the believers, the fellowship of the body of the Christ. And therefore, I think I've heard it many times. My uncle says it because he drives down to Maryland from Harrisburg and stuff, but he says the church that's alive is worth the drive.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's a good word from your uncle. Yeah. And plus, you guys are, a great example of going out there and making disciples and being disciples yourself. So I'd like to be around that because that's encouraging, with that as well. So, and just keeping up to date, like on what you're doing. Obviously, you're involved in social media, and so I can see what you're doing from there. But it helps, like, face to face, to be like, oh, what were you doing, and how was the encounters, like, with the people on the streets and stuff. Actually, there are some similarities, like in the city, what you have here, and like what I face also in Wilmington as well, because I have a couple blocks from where I park and on the way to work. So hearing about that and be like, all right, I'm not the only person that encounters, somebody either looking at me with a strange face or, coming toward me. And then when you mention God, and be like, yo, why are you mentioning this to me? I don't need that, or whatever. It's like, well, you need something. So yeah. So yeah. All that helps. I like that as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Leah, it's been great seeing you. Great having you here. We
Thank
love
you so
talking
much.
with you.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure having you over here.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone who tunes in. And this is LD Answers.